Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Ron. A little extra time, so I want to put out this video, something that's been going on in my head, about buying an RV or maybe a Subaru Outback, something that can tow a trailer, and why I'm just, to go camping or whatever, why I'm sticking with just a Chevy Bolt. And some of the reasons, I got 10 reasons I guess for each. Why, first of all, why the RV is a money pit. The depreciation trap, you lose like 30% the moment you drive it off a lot. The 10-year rule, many corporate campgrounds are banning RVs older than 10 years, making your investment expire. Not all of them, maybe not perhaps the majority, but some of them. Sitting tax, some of you may be paying for storage. The insurance you can kind of, I think if it was me, I would cancel and just, have it in case a rock hit it or something. Storage fees. Registration, you still got to get just once a year, but a lot of the point is that a lot of this is just sitting time. I don't, majority of Americans are not full-time RVers, and maybe go to Florida for a vacation here, go out east, west, or north or south for a month or two, and then it just sits. A lot of people regret it, buying it, and they might want to sell it. Maintenance nightmares, unless you don't buy a brand new one, or you're buying an old. If you buy a brand new one, of course you're gonna have less repairs, but still, even then, some you're gonna have could possibly have problems. With an older one, 15, 20 years old, you're gonna have to be putting some money into it. And these RV technicians, are charging $120. Some of them $120 an hour. Unless you can do it, most of the work yourself. And then, because they got to be plumbers, electricians, mechanics, all of it. And of course, you got the gas. The gas guzzlers of 8 to 10 miles per gallon. And you got, of course, have to deal with the black tanks and the gray water. And a lot of times, if you're in the southern hemisphere, some of the part, you're dealing with the heat damage. Then if you had like an Outback or something in a trailer, maybe not so much with that type, but some of these big rigs, they get in with the high winds, and you see it on YouTube where they just flip over some of the times. And you can spend anywhere from 15 to 100,000 on up, depending on what you want to get and what you want to buy. Those are the 10 reasons why I don't particularly want to jump at getting an RV, even though I would like one. I'd like to have one, but I want to spend 65, 70,000 on one, and I don't, so I don't have a lot of repairs, preferably right off the bat. But I don't want to spend that kind of money on something like I'm not going to use every day, or just maybe a month or two a year. I'd probably go to Florida or something in the winter for a couple, 3 months. The thought of going full time just crossed my mind, and that's an option. But I'm kind of content in my old age to just migrating back and forth the winter in my Chevy Bolt, and camp 5 days each way, and golf up there and golf down here, and so the 10 reasons, starting off with the IRS paycheck. When I do Uber Eats. That's 72 cents a mile that I'm getting from the IRS, that I can take off my taxes. And so that kind of really, pays for a lot. My trips up and back from Florida, from Michigan to Texas. I can park in any spot that I choose. Very easy to get in and out of, as compared to an RV. And I've got a 250 mile range. Although it isn't a fast charger, they are coming out with the new that are supposedly go 15 minutes. I guess for a full 300 mile charge. So waiting to see if that's going to happen. But even with that 45-minute charge, I can go to Walmart, walk my dog. So yeah, it takes me it takes me longer to get up to Michigan. I'm only going to probably travel 300 miles a day, and then with a couple of stops, that's 5 or 6, 7, maybe 7 hours of driving and stopping, and and then I have time to set up my tent in the campgrounds. It's a lot cheaper, I don't know about a lot cheaper, but it's anywhere from $30 to $50 a night. So, and sometimes cheaper than that. You get some of these passes, what is it, All American Pass? It's like I paid as little as, I don't know, $15, $20. So there's that. And when I do, camp at the campsites, a lot of them have 50 amp chargers. Some of them have 50 amp chargers, so I can just plug in there, and I don't have to pay for the charging. And if you get sign up for on a monthly, you get maybe 30% off, somewhere along that line. So it's a decent discount. Whereas if you don't have it, you're paying full price. And of course, with an RV, you're running your generator, and with me and my tent and 2 dogs and 2 mattresses and maybe electric blanket, that's pretty much it. I could be subject to other RVs around me with a generator, but I'm not going to have one. Climate control, I can leave the dogs in the car and set a certain climate, certain temperature, leave a sign out in the dashboard saying, they're listening to their favorite music and they're nice and cool, so don't break the window. And with the Bolt, I got low maintenance, no oil changes, transmission flushers, or there's just basically overall fewer moving parts. And lastly, dual purpose asset when you're not traveling. The Bolt's a profit machine for my Uber Eats and eBay side hustles. And that's about it on the comparison from the Chevy Bolt to the RV. Just as a reminder for me to why there's some of the reasons why I'm not going to buy an RV or even a Outback, say, with a trailer. I may change my mind, it's possible, but even with an Outback and a trailer, I'm still looking at $25,000, $30,000 to get a good vehicle. I don't really want something I'm going to have to put a lot of repairs in. So I leave it open. I like to watch some of the videos, Bob Welsh or whatever, and see all the different people he's interviewed, and so it's an option, but it can be an expensive option. Whereas with the Chevy Bolt, I've just got the tent and I've got the and charge it in, charge it every night. So if you got something out of this video, consider buying me a coffee or a beverage, and I'll see you down the road. Safe travels, everybody.